Is it working? Am I live? Can everyone see me? Is anyone out there? Good morning. I see people are already in the chat. Hey, Noah. Hey, Cosmic Crow. Hey, Gargoyle Mistress. All right. Give me a sec just to make sure that everything is working right. Can you hear me and see me fine, everybody? YouTube, every time I come on here, it insists on using my webcam microphone, so hopefully it's not muffled and you're actually getting the Yeti. It's way better quality. Hey, Jill. Jill C. Hey, DW. What's up, guys? How are you? You can see and hear me. Good. Great. Fabulous. I tried to update on as many platforms as I could think of at the moment, just because I am notoriously not good at that. And I'm trying to get better. So hopefully you guys got the heads up from like Facebook and Instagram and TikTok if you follow me there. Yes. I don't know how to schedule things on here ahead of time and then do it. If someone knows, please get with me later and tell a bitch how, because I don't know. I don't know. But hello, Caitlin. It's been so long. Okay, so I, for those of you who don't know, I've been live on a few other people's channels, A Little Cosmic Crow, Noah Timstari. I think technically I was on Ravens for, no, that was after. But either way, I had Ravenflower was on with me and Noah. Yes, yay, thank you, Noah. Thank you for getting the word out. Facebook is notoriously not good about notifications. So I tried. Ooh, that reminds me, I should definitely put one in my Facebook group so that folks know there as well while we're talking. But yeah, so I've been on there. I've been on a few lives with Joanna DeVoe and Molly Roberts and Jesse Hunningberg lately. They were like little witchy town hall meetings. But I haven't been like on here much. I think it was 2 months ago that I was on here and I had Little Cosmic Crow on here. And before that, girl, I don't even know. It's been a long time. Oh, you got your notification from YouTube. Yes, YouTube. Good looking out. Like I said, since it had been so long, I wasn't even sure if like the notifications on YouTube still alerted you guys to me. So that's good to know. Good to know. Hello, everybody. Oh my goodness. I'm so happy you guys showed up. Thanks for being here. How's your morning going? Even beyond that, like, how are you guys with everything going on? How are you? How are you dealing? Do you have coffee or tea to help you get through the day? Yes. Thank you, Caitlin. Yeah. So if you don't have the bell clicked next to subscribe, please click it, please, so that you guys can get rewind, so that you guys can get notified. The bell should have little like shaking on it, like little shaking motions. Boobs and balls, indeed. Ooh, lots of shadow work, lots of it. Yes, there is definitely lots of people being forced into isolation with their head that they do not likey. For sure. And also just like in close quarters with people, which is tough. I know some of my friends have rather large families from very young age to very old age, and it is a test, let me tell you. Oh my goodness. Oh wow. Chat. Okay. Making do-it-yourself masks. Awesome. That's great. It's my day off from grocery store work. Yes, definitely much needed rest. I would say so. If you're working at grocery stores right now, geez. I've got some friends that do that and they are exhausted at the moment. And also stressed out because like it's high risk. Yeah. let's see, where's your husband's grandmother has COVID at the nursing home. Oh no. Oh shit. Well, I hope that she gets better, and I hope that they found that out in time. Yeah, and here's the thing, guys, like everybody's like, well, not everybody, but a lot of people are like, no, 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 I'm fine. But you can be asymptomatic and not show it at all. So just like common courtesy, stay the fuck home if you can. Like if you're obviously a ground zero worker, if you will, like I get why. But yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, everyone send Jilzy some love, please. Agreed. See, I'm good, but my friend's puppy got scared yesterday and ran away. Oh no. I am doing a working to protect and bring her home. Oh, I hope that you guys find her soon. That's always hard losing your puppies. Your animals, their family too. It's bad OSU doesn't have enough ventilators. Yeah, there's a lot of shortage and everything going on right now, for sure. My husband is actually he was out of work for like 2 weeks, and then they brought him back in because they switched over to making medical equipment to try and help with that. So, I don't ideally want him going out, but if that's the reason, like fucking go. Yes. Okay. So how have I been? Someone asked. I've been okay. Lots of people in my house when I'm used to working from home alone. Cappy's like our alone time, so bit of a stressor there. But other than that, everyone in my family is doing okay, as far as we know, asymptomatic. And they are all currently working. I am hustling just to kind of be around for people and like be available. So, if you guys are having a rough time, like message me. I'm basically always around on Facebook. I might not answer immediately because I might be in like a client session or something like that, but I will try my best to get back to you as soon as I can. Downtown Dallas. Yeah, mom works at hospital. She's essential, calls herself sacrificial. Oof. Yeah, I have my mother's a nurse, and I have family that's medical and a lot of friends that are medical, and they're having a really rough time right now. So definitely, like if you're doing workings to help this stuff out, like send them some love, guys. Fortunately, if you have a ventilator, you likely won't come off of it. Oof. Community and family is really important, especially during these times. Absolutely, Caitlin. Absolutely, guys. Yeah, I think that's been a big part of my focus, is just trying to connect with as many people. Yes, as many people as I can, and just touch base and I don't know, give a little laughter where I can. Yeah, because it's rough right now. I do think though that there is, Witchcraft 101, wherever things leave, something else, comes. You make a hole, it gets filled. So I also think it's really important for us to focus on what we would like to fill that. And I think that that's going to be an ongoing discussion for years after this, which is a positive. Didn't want it to come to this to do that, but here we are. I work in a tower for an essential business that's scary and ominous out here. Yeah, I bet. Eek. Yeah, that's the biggest thing, is just it's very quiet now. It's weird. It's very weird. Yes, but let's see. Oh, morning. Morning. Hello, everybody. So I said earlier, if you guys haven't gotten updates via YouTube, please click the bell underneath. Caitlin kindly reminded me to say that, so yes. But yeah, so look, guys, I'm trying to come back to YouTube, right? I am like actively. I'm not trying anymore. I'm doing it. We're doing it. Okay? This is happening. And I am I already loaded up a few videos, but I also want to come on here and just touch base with you guys and say hello, maybe update you on like where the fuck I've been. And and also really I would love to hear from you guys what you would want, like coming back, any requests or anything like that. I got a paper. See this? Other requests. It's sloppily written, okay? But I have it and I'm going to write it down if anybody like says anything in the chat right now, and it saves the chat, which is great. So I'll be able to look back if a bitch can't write fast enough. But yeah, so I got that. But yeah, this is what we're doing. And then I figured I'd pull like a card for the day if you guys don't mind. I'm not going to do like cards for everybody because that's going to be like a whole other hour if I do that. But just like some cards for the day, just to see like a motivator, like what is our goal here. But yeah, your face and hearing your voice made my day, Chris. Oh, thank you, Caitlin. You guys made my day showing up. Thank you. The epic comeback. The comeback tour. You get a Chris, and you get a Chris, and you get a Chris. So let's see. What have I been up to? The last video I did was, I think, well, it was with Cosmic Crow about death positivity. And then before that, it had been a long time. I think like 6 months or something, maybe more. And a lot has been happening in the last few years. For those of you who don't know, I know my Patreon folks will know. But my husband was diagnosed with diabetes in like a crash course situation where he ended up getting an amputation because of an infection. So over the course of like 2 years, he had 3 surgeries and they were, one of them, he was out for like 9 months, like not able to walk and stuff. So that is a big part of what was going on in terms of my time behind the scenes. And then also, obviously, taking care of clients in the process of that, because I do own a small business, right? So while doing that, also trying to hold that down and like hold down the house itself from crumbling was an ordeal. But he is doing much better now. Good news with that. He does not take insulin anymore. His A1C has been amazing the last 2 times that they've tried it, which is great. So yes, but diabetes is a B, Lily. I agree. And it's something that unless you know someone who has it, you think, oh, well, you know, that sucks. That's inconvenient. But like it opens you up to very easily getting infections from the simplest things on your hands, on your feet. Like it's a major thing. People lose limbs to it. They lose lives to it every day. So, and also on top of that, with the coronavirus right now, he is, immune compromised. Like he's high risk because of that, as well as my sister who lives with me who has a heart condition. So I'm like super paranoid. Like if you thought Cappy Sun Cancer Moon was mama hen as fuck before, I am mama hen as fuck now. Disinfect all the things. Throw your shit in a bag. Get in the shower. Like, but yeah, so that's a lot of where I've been. I know I had a comment the other day on something else where someone had said, you know, they were sad that people were leaving YouTube and going to Patreon and stuff. And yes, I do have a Patreon, but honestly, the main reason that I haven't been around is because of all of that. And at the time, I did not want to put his business out there like that while we were going through things and like, you know, like let his family deal with things and let him talk to the people he wants to talk to. And obviously you guys also know I don't really talk about him much on my channel, like rarely. I refer to him often as the husband. So yes. Can I make a video on what a death midwife is? Yes, I actually have one. So I have a couple videos on death midwifery already on this channel. They're a little older, but they are there and they still pretty much stand for what I would say now. So, yes, but Your dad had it for 4 years. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. See, and it, people who know someone with it or have it themselves get it. But I think with diabetes, it's definitely something that a lot of people don't think about until that happens. So guys, be careful, please. But no, so where have I been? I've been doing that. In between, I have been taking care of clients and doing that. So I do services and things. If you guys don't know, I do mentorship. Like, I realize that I am not good at marketing and telling people what I do. So I am also trying to get better at that. But I do spiritual mentorships and helping people like figure out what their practice is and what it looks like for them uniquely. And it's very heart-led and conversational based. It's not so much teaching as it is mentorship. To me, that's a relationship, very much so. And services, mediumship, readings. I do energy healing, all kinds of shit. And that's on my website that you can find on the main part of this YouTube, like on the links section. I do Patreon. That's another thing. I do, guys, I have like 2 rituals a month on my Patreon that we do just to journey with the ancestors. There's a meditative altar once a month. There's videos. There's a podcast every month. There's a Discord where you guys can chat to me 24/7, like whenever. If I'm around. I literally was on my floor the other day going through a pile of notes because I'm an avid note taker. It's like I'm real bad at like scribbling something to put it in my head and then like just not dealing with the paper later. So I had this mound of papers and I needed ideas for things. And so I literally just sat on my floor with the camera pointed on me and talked to my Discord folks and just streamed from there while I was sorting through things and, chatted with them while they were washing their dishes or like working from a conference. So, there's lots of stuff like that. I've been around. I just haven't had the time to make YouTube videos. And also, I think even my Facebook, like there were moments where like I just wasn't active on it. It's a lot. Yes. The Discord link. So the Discord is via Patreon. So it's like the $1 tier though. Like not even like a higher tier. It's like $1 tier. You get access to a 30-minute monthly, like I call it the Death Scope, which is like a monthly combination where like we read the death energy of things and we sort of work through that, what it would be for each individual elemental sign. So the zodiac is like in 3s, earth signs, water signs, air signs, etc. This would be air. So, never mind. So there's that, and that's a 30-minute of that, and then you get the Discord chat too and access to all of that. But so yeah, like I've been around, I've been doing things. I just have not had the time or the energy left after dealing with like clients and, family stuff and chores and all of this to do that. So I have a few clients I dread doing readings for. Do you ever experience that? Not so much. I think for one, it's important to hold an energetic standard of like what you're looking for. Like you have grounds to do that. And then also on top of that, I also think the only time that there's hesitancy for me is usually when I'm just nervous. Like, and I think that happens to anyone. No matter how long you've been doing it, you will always get nervous before like certain clients. Like maybe it's someone that you've never met before or something, and it's just there's this urge of like, I think everybody gets that to some degree. The difference is like when you get there, do you show up? You know what I mean? Like, do you put the what I like to call the priestess hat on and do your thing and then leave? So, yeah. I think for me, it's a practice of sort of like putting that anxiety to the side for a second and then just being in the moment. But also, like, if they're trifling, like, you don't have to take their business. You know what I mean? If it's that kind of thing. I think that, you have every right for that if that's the case. But anyway, I would also say, too, like, there might be an unequal exchange in terms of energy there. Right? Like, is it something where, like, you're dumping and you feel like it's not being reciprocated? Or vice versa? Yeah. So anyway, um, yeah, so I've been doing a lot of stuff, guys. That's pretty much what's going on. I'm on TikTok a lot now. I love TikTok. TikTok has its own issues for sure. Just like any social media platform does, honestly. But TikTok is great. It's fun, and I really like that. I also really like sort of it's like a blogger approach or a vlog approach. Like it's very just off the cuff and very personal, and I enjoy that. And it also involves music, which I love. You guys know that. So, yeah. Oh, I guess that's another thing that I've been doing. I have like ritual songs and journeys and things like that on my website too that I've been making. Like I've been really into trying to explore my voice. You guys have seen me talk about that in the past in terms of my shadow around voice. And I've been working really hard on that and getting used to what that feels like. They're friends and I don't feel they see it as a fair exchange. The friend thing is tricky when they're clients. You have to like if they're friends first and they go into being a client, it's something where you need to really lay down your boundary line and make sure that both parties know, like you and them understand what that line is of professionalism. Um, because otherwise it gets real messy and it is hard to separate and put that thing to the side and then be there for that. And it's hard for them to also separate you being their friend and saying this as opposed to like this coming from spirit, right? So boundaries get very tricky when you read for friends. So it's very, very, very important to be extremely clear about them. And extremely clear about like the cause and effect situation there where like if you do not do this, then I will do this. If you do this, then I will do that. You know what I mean? And I expect this, and in turn I will do this. You know what I mean? So definition, it helps. But yeah, so I've been working on voice a lot. No Cosmic Chris says, so I've been working through my journey with past anger, consumption of that, versus being too nice and letting people walk all over me. Have you had any journeying with anger or with being too nice? Yes. So I am probably on the too nice end. And I have had to learn, like I was just saying to Jill Z, like boundaries are your friend. And honestly, look, when people come to me to mentor, there's two places I start. I start with self-worth. And I start with sort of like a clearing out so that they can like get a sense of who the fuck they are as opposed to other people's stuff on them or with them, right? Their mentality there. And that heavily affects your work, your workings as a witch, as a pagan, because that is your protection. And that is your power, like your sense of self-worth, like helps with your intention and your willpower there. So those two things should constantly be working on or be worked on to help you. Because how are you gonna like make a wall if you're not clear about the wall? And that affects, you physically, emotionally, and energetically. Therefore, I'm just gonna take a drink of water. But yeah, the guilt and stuff that comes with like being too nice or trying to people please, it's a thing, it's an issue. And I think at the end of the day, it's important to communicate and be clear. And then it's important to take action if things aren't changed. Don't just keep talking. Digging the hair, it has stripes. Oh, thank you. Yes, it needs to be redone a little bit now, but yeah, thanks. I'm not quite as crazy swamp witch as I was on Noah's Live, but it's all right. Voice work helps with being back to YouTube. You go. Yes, thank you. Yes, it does, actually. It is definitely part of it. It's definitely part of it. I think it is important to allow yourself the space and the excitement of just being you and speaking your piece. And I think I've been quiet for a long time because I've been dealing with a lot of stuff. And I'm ready now, man. I'm ready. Like, look, my cards for this year, well, my motto this year, like how everybody adopts a word or a motto, has been like shine or show up is the phrase. Like, show up. Show up. It doesn't matter if you're nervous. It doesn't matter if you're scared. It doesn't matter if you think you're unprepared. Perfectionist Capricorn, show up. Just show up and see what happens. So it's becoming like this fun game. It's almost childlike. So yeah, that's what's going down with me. And then I've also got the Wheel of Fortune stalking me as well. So we'll see how that goes. But yes. Hi, Maura. Love you too. How are you today? We love the Swamp Witch vibes. Yes. You know, I'm feeling it. Yeah. I didn't do the moose today. That's why it's not quite as crazy, but it's fine. It's fine. This is fine. This is fine. Everything's on fire. This is fine. Oh my gosh. All right. Anything else? I have like little notes that I was going to talk about on here. Oh yeah. So speaking of the voice thing, this is actually a pretty good transition. It's almost like I did that on purpose. But speaking of the voice thing and like showing up and doing your thing, and just having fun with stuff, I did decide that as I come back to YouTube, which I am doing, right, that I'm just going to have fun with it. Like, I'm not going to follow this whole, like, I need to look a certain way. My shit needs to be set up in a certain way. If I do it and I have that energy and I feel like that's a thing that I need to do, cool. If I don't, then it's just not going to be that way. I'm going to show up and do this. I cuss. You guys know that. I joke. I break into random song. Sometimes they are inappropriate songs. Like, I'm just me, and I'm going to continue doing that on this channel. And if anything, I might lean more into it in the future. I have an issue with the idea that professional means cardboard, and that's not the case. Okay. So, like for instance, I have this idea. I'm waiting for the bald cap. Yes, there's a bald cap involved. Follow me here. I have this idea. What do you guys think of if I ever did like a live like this? I would schedule it ahead of time and like let you guys know once I figure out how the fuck to schedule a live ahead of time. But I have all these googly eyes and some eyelash glue and a bald cap. And I was wondering if we could manage to think of a tip for someone who is pagan or a witch, or a thing we've learned, or a fact or something for every single eye that I put to my face. Just why not? It's education. It helps people out. And also it's going to be real funny because I feel like I'm going to be in like a whirlwind of pupils. Just. But yeah, that's my idea. Follow me there. And then it's a lot of eyes indeed. But you know what? We'll just start here and it'll be like opening up our third eye. It's a new way, guys. Yes. But no, so with that change of direction, like you might be seeing obviously me still doing this, guys. I like conversation first and foremost. Like my Leo rising would not let me shut up. I enjoy talking to you guys one-on-one like this. It makes me happy. Yes, you do have a visual. Oh, I bet. Well, I was thinking about, you know, how like people were doing the, 100 or 1,000 of everything. And then I was like, no, because like we could, as an army together, we could like single-handedly think of enough tips or facts or like helpful things that we've learned to help each other out as a community to do that. And like, if I got to sit there with a bunch of googly eyes on my face to do that, like, fuck, let's do it. Good morning, Barbara. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for joining us. Yes. So, but bunch of things like that. But no, I also like I want to take you guys in other parts of my house, like maybe my kitchen. We could cook and chat. I don't know. It's something that I do with my my patrons behind the scenes sometimes, and it's called like a one pot pagan. And occasionally we'll do something like that. So, you know, maybe taking you guys into the kitchen and chatting while we make something, or in my backyard chilling out doing things, or funny random meditations. Like people have been talking about my voice lately, saying that they would like to see me do ASMR, which is something I never in my life thought people would ask me to do. But so I've also been like thinking about what a spiritual pagan version of that might be, and how that would look. So don't be surprised if you see some random shit like that. I drink and I see things. Did you feel a shift with the Libra supermoon? Honestly, no. I've felt a shift since about the 31st of March. So like ever since then, it's shifted for me. And that could be because of all the Cappy stuff that's going on, and the all the planets, you know, all having a field day with that. So it's like affecting my sun sign. But yeah, for me, the biggest shift was around the 31st. And then after that going on, it's ASMR herb grinding. I'm gonna write that shit down. That's nice. I like that idea. Yes. Thank you for that idea. Yes. So, no, the supermoon, it felt great. Don't get me wrong. Like I enjoyed the energy of it. But the idea of the balance and helping that out, like I already felt that. You know? Oh, card shuffling ASMR. Oh, that's a good one. Yes, I love that idea. That's totally something that do you guys ever just like shuffle the cards just to shuffle them? Like you weren't going to read anything. You just wanted to hold them for a while. It's the very reason that I'm surrounded by them is because I will just pick them up and start shuffling. Like there's a deck here, there's two in front of me, there's two to my side, there's a bunch back here. Grinding eggshells. Ooh, yes, yes. Lots of like, I guess there are a lot of sounds oriented with that. ASMR Swamp Witch video is just Chris putting moose in her hair dramatically. Ooh, matches. Ooh, flame pops. You know what? One of my favorite things to listen to, like my white noise go to, is a hearth, like just wood burning. So I could see a like the searing of a candle doing that. I'm gonna have to figure out how to get that close to it and not burn the mic. But we'll figure it out. That's a good idea. I'm gonna write that down too and just see what happens. I could up the game maybe. Oh my goodness. You guys are full of ideas. Thanks for all these ideas. I'm definitely gonna like start putting them into practice, looking into things, you know, how I can do them. But I like the candle. Yeah, that'd be cool. Yes. Speaking of which, so yeah, so ASMR stuff, wood burning is good for root chakra. Yes. Well, and I am like a lower world baby, like by nature. I love like the lower end of things. And heart. I do like heart space stuff, but I'm very like rooted. The earthiness is a thing. So it's not surprising that that kind of shit is the thing that I really love. Mortar and pestle I use. I try to find excuses to use it more. It brings me happy witchy vibes. Yes. Coffee grinder for my eggshells. Yeah, actually coffee grinders, you can get those little ones cheap. Just be careful, guys. If you're grinding things that should not be edible, use a different grinder. Like just get a cheap little like pulsy coffee grinder and like make that only for those. Just be careful with that shit. And the same goes for like a mortar and pestle. Like Be careful. Love the sound of people walking in woods or on gravel. Ooh, I could try that. Y'all might get me huffy like breathing, like, but we could try it. We could see. All right, let's see what we got. Ooh. Okay. Interesting. Oh, witchy grinder separate from my coffee grinder. Yes. Good idea. Good idea. All right, and I'm going to do that walking note too, so I have that written down. Awesome. Powder brick dust. Yes, the grinder would help with that. The brick is hard, man. Yeah, that shit by hand is rough. A video combo of all those things, like a camera following you doing a ritual. You know what? I've thought of doing that. So I do the meditative altar space that I mentioned earlier for Patreon. So I do a video like that, and the last one I left in the very beginning of me like lighting the candles and like walking and stuff, just for trying like to get an ASMR effect. So a whole ritual like that would be cool, where it's just sound. Yes, yes, yes. That's cool. You guys are full of ideas. Thank you. Thanks. Ah. Yes. Okay, guys. So continue to put any ideas you guys have in the chat, please. If I don't see it, I will come back later because it's going to save and I will write them down. It doesn't have to be ASMR. It can be anything. Just anything that you've ever wanted to know from me or about me or to talk about. I would love to hear that, so that I can start figuring out how to make a video to answer that or to give you guys that. So, yes. But as we're doing that, I'm going to move on and talk a little bit about the cards. Feel free to put any of your ideas in there while we're doing this, because I am quite literally writing them down. So thank you. But yeah, so I pulled four cards for today. Coming in, it's a little rough. We have the Night of the 15th. Which 15th? There's been a lot of them, but probably right here. Where was I the night of the 15th? Yes. So the first two cards that we have are Volcano Volatility and Meadow Vulnerability. And I'm using the Earth Magic Oracle cards today. They're usually like my daily pulls. They're really good for daily pulls. But so volcano volatility a lot of times comes up when there's a lot of sort of anger going back and forth or people are very in their feels. But it can also mean just like a breaking of tension, like things need to explode and erupt. And that's not always a bad thing. Sometimes it can create more land like the lava does, which is interesting because now we have meadow vulnerability next to that. Ba-doop-a-doop. And that energy is interesting because, for one, if it's the anger really comes from a place of hurt or pain or like a feeling of powerlessness. So we get angry to make us feel like we have that power, right? And that control back, which is understandable. It's human and it happens. But it makes me think, just be very aware of why you're exploding today. That shadow work stuff. Why are we doing this? And be mindful of where you can aim it instead, or how you can sort of shift it into something that is helpful to you, like creativity or speaking your piece in something else. For me, a lot of times I like to go in like write poetry or something. That's more my jam. Or I scream. I Smule. It's like my time, my special like time, and it's Smule is a karaoke app, and I will get on there and scream, like metal screams. So that usually helps. But meta vulnerability isn't necessarily a bad thing to be vulnerable. And I think right now, honestly, it's kind of helpful because a lot of us are having a hard time. Yes, absolutely, Jilzy. Anger and vulnerability do seem to go hand in hand. And I think that volcano volatility, what it's really saying is that you can erupt to push away people, or you can erupt in a way that is actually opening up and showing what's going on with you, communicating what's going on. And if you need to do something else with that anger to get to that point, then you do it. Taking a run too, like in most places you can still just go out for a run or be in nature or something, or even exercise in the house. Like my sister the other day was doing like the what is it, 1,000 steps at home or 3,000 steps at home exercise thing that she finds on YouTube and does because, you know, that's where she's comfortable doing it. So she just does it from home, and it gets her juices pumping. But